Hey guys, it's Fairy Truths here, and this is going to be another video in the mermaid series, so if you're not into the mermaids, then feel free to click out, but I'm sure a lot of you are still interested to know about this, and this video is the do's and the don'ts of transforming, and I know this is like really informative because, I did this with the fairy spell, and a lot of people thought it was super duper helpful. So I think it's really helpful to know what you should and shouldn't do when transforming so that you don't do those things that you shouldn't be doing. So let's get right into it.
So here are the do's. I have written everything down so I don't forget to mention anything. This is just going to be a little brief thing here, and then I'm going to go ahead and explain each and every one of them.
So the number one do always is to believe fully, believe in yourself, believe in mermaids, and believe in the spell. If you don't do this, then it's just not going to work. You may not even get side effects if you do not believe fully. Now, however, you may very well get side effects, but nothing will happen besides that. And eventually everything will just stop or slow down. So you really want to make sure that you believe 100%. Some of these do's are only while transforming. Some of them are all the time, while you're a mermaid or while you're wearing your specific item that you chose to do. For example, the first do I wrote down is stay away from extreme temperatures. So you don't want to be in such hot weather that you're sweating, and you don't want to be in such cold weather that you're freezing. So if it's hot outside, you want to, cool down as good as possible. And if it's really cold outside, you want to bundle up and stay as warm as possible, without being too hot. That also means, ice cream is very cold and could affect the teeth part of the transformation, which isn't a big deal, but inside it can also affect some things, and like hot chocolate, hot soups, if they're like really extremely hot. If it's just regularly hot, like it's not gonna, like if you eat a hot soup, it's good enough for you to eat, it's good. But like really hot chocolate, sometimes hot chocolate is so hot that when I swallow it, it burns everything. So if something's that hot, definitely want to stay away. You also want to, when showering or bathing or transforming, make sure it's lukewarm. If you go to the beach and it's freezing cold in the water, you definitely don't want to wear your item in the water and transform there, because it just really ruins the tail. Your tail will be affected, your scales will be affected, and if you're transforming and you're growing scales and the water's extremely cold, you're going to realize the scales start to disappear or flake off, and it's just nasty. You want to stay away from that. But this is only the 3 days that you're transforming, and then every time you wear the item. So once you've transformed after the 3 or whatever days that it works, then you're good to go. The next thing is something that you can do, you don't have to do, but if you want the spell to work, have a better percentage rate, then, or what am I even saying? I don't know, but if you want it to work better, then something you can do is gargle salt water for each and every day that you're transforming. You don't want to swallow this, but you want to just gargle it in your mouth and then spit it out, rinse your mouth out with regular water, which both should be lukewarm, by the way. This actually helps the body. The salt just makes the body more permeable to those ions, and it helps the body regulate to the mermaid transformation, not faster, but more efficiently. So you're going to see more of a difference sooner, but that doesn't mean that you're going to become a full mermaid sooner, if that makes sense. One thing that is a must is wearing your special item every day until fully transformed. So you want to make sure, say this is my item, I have to wear this at all times before I'm fully transformed. Once I've noted that my tail is here and that I can transform in water, take it off whenever you don't feel like turning into a mermaid, and then put it on whenever you do, and it's all good. And something weird that actually helps is singing a lot. I don't know why, but the more you sing, the happier you are. So I guess being happy has a big thing to do with it, but it does increase the chances of it working, because with these spells, it's either going to work or it's not going to work, And sometimes it doesn't work more than often, because it's just one of those things that's a process, like I mentioned a million times before. So yeah, it increases the chance of working.
Now, these are the don'ts, and you definitely do not want to do these things. You definitely want to stay away from doing these at all times while transforming and while being a mermaid.
Now this kind of goes hand in hand with the do of using lukewarm temperature and extreme temperatures to stay away from. Do not use hot water whatsoever or freezing cold water, only while wearing this item. If the item's gone, you do what you want. Another thing is, if you really want to see results, you're not going to want to eat fish or seafood. Do not do so, because it's going to have a negative reaction with the change that's occurring. So it's just going to make the chance a lot slimmer than it would if you stay away from those things. But if you're not wearing the item and you're not transforming, then you are good to go. And another thing, electronics affect many, and most spells from the past. So this is obviously an old spell that has been changed through generations. We came upon it from a spell book, like we've mentioned, and we took it, made it our own, used it, tested it, worked it, it's good. But my recommendation is technology isn't a huge factor on this spell specifically, so try to cut down your technology uses to about 16 hours per day. So I think that's a pretty good amount of time, because there's only 24 hours in a day. You're only awake for about less than half of that, maybe more. I don't know, man. But, you know, just don't do it. Don't use it for more than 16 hours a day. With the fairy spell, you basically can't use technology more than like 2 hours a day. So I think this is super good. And something huge is that you're not going to want to be anywhere near electronics that are on when you're in water and transforming. So if you're a mermaid and you're listening to music on your phone in the bathtub, don't do that. It will ruin everything, and your tail will, you'll notice that you'll eventually not transform anymore. If you're transforming before you're a mermaid, don't do it at all whatsoever, or the spell will not work. So, you know, if you have like a waterproof case and you use your phone in the shower or whatever, that'll ruin your chances. And maybe in the pool you have like a Bluetooth waterproof speaker or whatever, you can't use that while you're transforming. And my last do not for you guys is just don't doubt the spell. If you at any point think, is this working? Then it's not going to work, because you're doubting it. Although it sounds like you're just questioning it, that's doubting it, because you're not fully 100% sure that it's going to work. You have to be 100% positive that this is going to work and this is right for me and I am ready. Otherwise, it's not going to work whatsoever. You may get side effects, but that's just about it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. That's all my do's and don'ts for transforming. And yeah, that's all I had to say. So thank you guys so much, and goodbye.